Inside the sealed nest, the mother hornbill waits patiently over a single, precious egg. A tremor runs through the shell. In the dark nest, a wet hatchling forces its way into the world. The tiny, vulnerable hatchling lies beside its broken shell, taking its first breaths in the sealed chamber. The intricate system keeping this family alive begins. The male hornbill delivers a red fruit through the narrow nest slit. Inside, the mother carefully takes the fruit, turning it into the hatchling's very first nourishing meal. Shell fragments are pushed aside, creating precious room. The mother settles, and the male is gone again. From this moment on, every mouthful of food for his family must be earned outside the nest.
The mother lowers herself, providing a warm, protective roof for her newborn, ensuring its safety and warmth.
Moments later, the male returns with fresh figs, arriving precisely at the narrow opening of the nest.
Instinct is already awake. The hatchling eagerly takes a larger mouthful, disappearing into its tiny body.
The mother continues to feed the hatchling, ensuring it receives nourishment. Before leaving again, the male meticulously checks the branch line around the nest, ensuring no immediate threats. Inside, the mother gently shifts the hatchling, making comfortable room for her fragile newborn, a tender parental act. Rain begins as a soft patter on the bark. The male returns through the drizzle, carrying a moisture-rich fruit. In their sealed chamber, water is as crucial as food. The male provides essential moisture-rich fruit. The mother passes the wet pulp in tiny portions. The hatchling eagerly consumes it. Then she settles low again.
She shields the hatchling from the cooling rain, protecting it from the elements, as it cannot yet regulate its own heat.
By first light, the male is back at the slit. This narrow seam is their pantry, doorway, and lifeline. This narrow opening serves as their vital lifeline, connecting the family to sustenance. The hatchling can now lift its head for longer. Outside, the male snatches an insect from the foliage. Adding protein to a menu designed by survival, not comfort, the male ensures a balanced diet. The first small animal meal goes down. The hatchling leans into the mother's breast for comfort.
For a moment, the nest is quiet. Rest becomes an essential part of the hatchling's rapid growth.
From a distance, the tree looks enormous and indifferent. Up close, the male labors tirelessly in the heat. This sealed chamber, high on the trunk, has become the absolute center of the male's entire world. Inside, the mother briefly lifts from the hatchling to let heat escape, ensuring comfortable conditions. At the slit, the male brings another juicy fig, turning fruit into water, sugar, and precious time. Each drop of pulp matters. After swallowing, the hatchling stretches its neck a little higher, growing stronger. That tiny gain is how survival often begins, in small increments too subtle to notice at first. The mother rotates the hatchling, evening out warmth and space. Then she carefully removes a waste pellet. Good parenting in a closed room means cleanliness as much as tenderness, crucial for survival. The waste pellet falls away into the forest below. The nest remains clean, a testament to good parenting. Outside, the male gathers ripe figs in quick succession, building the next delivery one careful bite at a time. With a fuller load, feeding grows more efficient. The hatchling opens its eyes wider, following the mother's bill. The hatchling is more alert, following the rhythm of food coming in, a sign of growing awareness. But danger climbs the same tree as hope. A rat snake appears on the trunk, and the male is the first to see it.
No! Away! Not here, not today.
The male locks onto the threat, sounding the alarm. Inside, the mother freezes, pulling the hatchling under her chest.
The mother turns herself into a living shield, protecting her vulnerable hatchling from the perceived danger.
The snake tests the bark below the entrance. The male dives and strikes fast, aiming not to kill.
Keep away from my nest. The male denies the snake a path. Go! Leave this place!
The snake loses ground and slides back down the trunk. At last, it abandons the climb. The male holds his post above like a sentry, vigilant and unable to afford any relief, ensuring safety. Only then does the mother uncover the hatchling to check its position, ensuring it is safe. Almost immediately, the male feeds again. After fear, life still demands routine and sustenance. Tiny victories like that, are how a vulnerable hatchling begins to leave its weakest hours behind. The hatchling is growing stronger each day, its feathers developing, and its curiosity about the world increasing.
Now the first pin feathers rise along the hatchling's back. The mother carefully preens it.
Outside, the MALE returns to the fruit patch, repeating the tireless work that turns effort into growth.
He passes another full load through the slit. The mother takes a piece for herself, then settles back over the hatchling.
The mother settles over the hatchling, reminding us that providers must survive too, to continue their vital role.
The sky darkens in a hurry, and the upper branches begin to move. Soon the whole trunk shudders under wind. The strong wind turns the sealed nest into a rocking cradle, a precarious situation for the young hatchling. In bad weather, even devoted parents cannot deliver what the forest refuses to give, facing harsh conditions. The MALE hornbill returns through the heavy rain, carrying a purple fruit, battling the strong winds and downpour.
He forces the small fruit through the slit. The hatchling still keeps asking for more, its hunger persistent.
Hunger is honest, and in the wild, it often arrives before abundance does, a constant struggle. As the gusts hit harder, the mother spreads her wings, bracing herself and the hatchling against the nest floor. Then, just as suddenly, the storm begins to loosen its grip, and the heavy rain starts to ease. After the rain, the hatchling pushes toward the slit instead of hiding beneath the mother, showing curiosity. For the first time, the hatchling reaches the light and sees the outside world, a momentous occasion. The male lands at the opening with food. The hatchling tries to join the transfer itself, eager for sustenance. The hatchling pecks clumsily, learning where the world touches the wall, a crucial lesson in self-feeding. The mother follows with a steadier feed, then rises higher around the growing hatchling, encouraging independence. Space is running out. This changes the nest as surely as time does, preparing for the next stage. Now she chips at the inner plaster. Small pieces break free, and the slit widens a little more. This is the first deliberate step toward a different stage of parenthood, preparing for the hatchling's exit.
The MALE waits outside while she keeps working from within. Then, a larger section of the wall gives way.
The opening is now large enough for her head and casque to reach daylight, a significant milestone. A heavy piece drops from the wall. For the first time in many days, the mother pushes her face through a true exit. The mother looks out of the widened nest opening, taking in the outside world after weeks of confinement. She drags herself out and grips the trunk outside. Then she opens her wings at last, stretching after confinement. The mother stretches her body, which has spent weeks folded inside the wooden chamber, regaining freedom.
The MALE comes close, and the pair touch bills, a quiet reunion after long separation, a moment of tenderness.
Between them, the hatchling looks out from the broken wall that kept it safe, observing its reunited parents. But the opening is now too wide for a growing hatchling to remain protected from outside threats. So the adults rebuild it together, narrowing the gap around the young bird's body, ensuring continued safety. The result is a taller, safer slit, framing the hatchling's face. The mother now feeds directly through the wall. From outside, the mother now feeds directly through the very wall she once lived behind, a new feeding method. The male arrives with another feeding. For one brief breath, both adults perch together, a united front. The hatchling watches them from the slit, no longer hidden life, but a visible future, full of promise. The hatchling begs harder now, with force and direction. The male launches back into the canopy.
Appetite is rising, and growth has become expensive. The parents work tirelessly to meet the demands.
Then another risk appears, not from below this time, but along the branch line. A macaque steps toward the cavity. The mother stiffens into a guard posture, spreading her wings, ready to defend her hatchling from the macaque.
The macaque leans in to inspect the slit. The mother stands firm, protecting her young from the intruder.
In a blur of feathers, the MALE rushes back and throws a close bluff charge, changing the balance at once.
Keep your